It's the Big Spur Brief. Good morning, everybody. JC Shurburtt here with you. A few headlines this morning, some things to talk about. Don't forget, later today, I'll be on JB and Goldwater streaming 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern time. Be sure to check that out. If you're not subscribed to their YouTube page, please go and do it. And I appreciate you subscribing to this YouTube page as well. Gamecocks last night on the hardwood, disappointing loss, disappointing performance. 78-64. They go down to Mississippi State in Starkville. It's a trip they have to make every year out to Starkville. And Ben Howland's team's pretty good. They took it to the Gamecocks. Keep in mind, this is a team that did take Kentucky to overtime in Rupp. Thought the Gamecocks, when I saw the crowd on TV, I thought, well, hey, they've got a shot. This place seems kind of dead. But Mississippi State just took it to them. That's kind of been the nature of this team this year, up and down, up and down, up and down. So the 3-game winning streak is snapped. Carolina plays Tennessee this weekend, 1 p.m. at Colonial Life Arena, CBS nationally televised game on Saturday. And so, there's another opportunity in college basketball this time of year when you get knocked in the mouth. The idea is to respond when an opportunity gets there, and they have one. And that's all you can do is ask for an opportunity. And we'll see what happens against the Vols and then Kentucky next weekend. I think these next 2 games could really be program defining, this team defining, that type of thing as far as Frank Martin's squad goes. Today's the Ghost Ship signing day, folks. It's weird. In my career covering college football recruiting, I think this is the least active. The first Wednesday in February has been in a while. Everybody's signing early. Everybody's hitting the portal. South Carolina's pretty much done. They have a couple of more portal spots or spots out there. Malik Heath, the Mississippi State transfers, one they're sort of waiting on at wide receiver. But I think, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of activity today in terms of signing day. Shane Beamer will meet with the media at 2 p.m. and he'll bring Sterling Lucas, his defensive ends, outside linebackers coach, the new guy, with him. So there'll be some questions there, some questions asked of Shane. So there's football news today. Stay tuned to the BigSpur.com Inside the Gamecocks podcast. We'll have an episode today with all that good stuff. That's about it, as far as what's going on in Gamecock world today. Should be back with some other stuff later as it happens. But looks like a pretty quiet day and a somber day after that loss last night in Starkville. I'm JC Shurburtt. This has been the Big Spur Brief here on the YouTube channel. Hope all of you are doing well. Again, JB and Goldwater, check that out today. Check out the Inside the Gamecocks podcast. We're still having a good sale on VIP memberships on the BigSpur.com as well. If you want to get on the message board and talk with me or Tony Morrell or John Whittle or any of those folks, we'd certainly love to have you. Now, one thing before we go about the recruiting class, I'd like to say, probably not going to end up ranked terribly high in the SEC, according to 24/7 Sports. Keep in mind, ESPN had this class ranked pretty high. They don't use a computer formula, so it's a little bit more of a human opinion. And keep in mind, too, that guys like Spencer Rattler and Austin Stogner and Antoine Wells and Christian Beal-Smith, the portal guys, don't count a whole lot toward your final ranking. It's kind of one of those situations where had Jayshon Barham stuck, here's a raw defensive end for Maryland that probably wasn't going to play a whole lot next year. Had he stuck, he would have counted infinitely more in the class as far as those rankings go than a Spencer Rattler. So tell me who's probably going to make the bigger impact next year. I don't know, but recruiting rankings aren't necessarily based on what's going to happen this coming year. It's kind of a process and all that stuff. So respect the process, but rest assured, this is a good class. So, I think that especially with the portal guys, the high school guys, JUCO guys in this class are kind of developmental. That's good because South Carolina's got a lot of players returning next year. You don't need to count on them. They're probably about a year or two away. But if you sort of look at it otherwise, they've got some guys that are going to help from the transfer portal. All right, JC Shurburtt, Big Spur Brief. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing to this YouTube page. Holla at you soon.